Hey, good morning, everyone. Pastor Chris Ireland here, and welcome to another Poolside Chat. I guess about, 20, 30 years ago, 25 years ago, I was reminded about the joys of running. And I mean just, running through trails, running through woods, just running. And a friend of mine showed me how he prays out loud while he runs. And I discovered the joys of praying while I run. It was actually a really great time. This particular time, I started a company, CI Computer Solutions. Took about 6 months. Wrote a business plan, invested my money in trainings and preparations. Launched my company. And that first week, one call. I had no money, no prospects, and just a lot of time. Another friend had called me and asked if he could meet me for lunch. He wanted to talk. And we were going to meet at Chipotle's. Chipotle's at the time was new. My friends had been, and they loved it, and it is good. I had $10 in my pocket. So I needed to fill up my car. $10 filled your car up back then. I also needed to meet my friend and buy him lunch. And I was nervous, concerned, frustrated, mad, anxious, whatever you want to say. So I do what I always do, went for a run. That week, I had read and learned on a passage, Philippians 4, 6, and 7. And it says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, make your requests made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. And I remember getting out, and I put on my shoes and I thought, all right, God, you want me to thank you? I'll thank you. And it was kind of that tone that I had. I don't want to say it was challenging. It wasn't disrespectful, by no means. But it was challenging. And it was a tone of frustration. So we started running. And I'm like, all right. Well, I thank you for a chance to run. I thank you for the day. Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for friends. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for family, support, love, on and on and on and on. Now, I don't remember how long I ran this day. Most times I would run as short, it might be as short as 30 minutes. Maybe, I know sometimes I would run for 3 hours. Most times probably an hour and a half, I would guess, hour and a half, 2 hours. And at the end of this run, all this stuff that I was worried about, I realized God had already taken care of. Because He'd always taken care of it up to this point in my life. And He would continue taking care of it. And to me it was revelation. And I thought, and the peace of God, which keeps your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. So what I did, I went back to the car, I wiped off, changed. I went to go meet my friend at Chipotle. We're getting our food. I'm telling my friend, it's like, hey, I've never been to Chipotle. My friends have been here. I'm really eager to try. The manager overhears me, and he says, is this your first time here? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm really eager. All my friends like it. And he said, hey, lunch is on me. Just tell me what you think. So I met my friend, Daisy. Eating lizards. I got lunch. I got to gas up my car. But the most important thing is I got to see God act. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that you pray for riches, He gives you riches. I didn't ask Him for that. What I did is I believed Him. But I didn't believe that it was true for me. And I challenged Him. And He showed me that His promises are true for everyone. me included. It was probably that period of my life when I got to run and pray was probably one of the times I was closest to God. And that particular day is one of the most memorable. See, many times, and I hear prayer, people ask me what prayer is, and we're doing a study on prayer. It's like, it's conversation with God. You talk to him like a friend. And then I hear, let's bring your prayer request forward. And the prayers are something like, Lord, be with this person who's sick and heal this person. And be with this person as they travel and keep them safe. And, it comes, bless this person, bless, give, help. And we treat God almost like a magic genie. Because that's not how I talk to my friends. Or we can say, well, God, I'm really nervous about this. So should I, move here, stay there? Should I take this job or that job? Should I date this person or that person? Should I stay or should I go? And we treat God like a magic 8-ball. Magic 8-ball, tell me what to do. For those of you who don't know the magic 8-ball, look at the toys us 60-year-olds used to play with when we were 12. Or I go and I hear people, let's, pray to God, oh most mighty Father, creator of heaven and earth, we humbly come before you, do. And we sound like Saruman. And all this, what I came to realize during my time of prayer was I was not disrespectful. It was the utmost of respect and honor. But it was also raw and brutal honesty where I didn't understand and I wanted to. And God will do what you say. I just don't like it. I don't like where I'm at. And that's the conversation that I've come to realize that he likes. I started reading Psalms after this time. David says he wrote about, 2/3 of the Psalms. But I got interested in how David would write and pray and cry out. And what you see David challenging God. God, where are you? Why did you leave me? Face me. I'm talking to you. Listen to me. I remember reading this and I thought, holy cow. But then as I had this time, I realized, holy cow, no wonder God calls him a man after his own heart. Because he was really, really honest with God. He cried out when he was hurting. He cried out when he felt abandoned, and boy did he cry out in thanks and praise when God came through for him, as he always does. And I think that's the biggest lesson in sharing this story. It's not that God's going to give you riches, but it's that verse where the peace comes from. Don't be anxious about anything, but let all your requests be made known to God, your prayer and supplication be made known to God with thanksgiving. And when you do that, the rest of the verse, and the peace of God which passeth all understanding. That's what I experienced. That's how prayer works in the nuts and bolts practical sense. Thanks for listening. It's kind of neat to reflect on this story and just remember. I don't run anymore. I really want to. I wish I could. I really miss that time. But I would dare say that God has moved me on to greater things where I don't need to run. And a whole other thing on how God works. All right, guys. I'm Pastor Chris. Thanks for joining. Remember, let all your friends, family, enemies know Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at FL Compass Church. Have a fantastic Saturday. Remember, tomorrow's Sunday, second Sunday of Advent. We light the candle of peace. And I think maybe we really need that. So go to church. Keep the questions coming. See you Wednesday.